Welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week session. I'm James Nave.
I'm Allegra Houston.
And on Saturdays and on Thursdays, we gather on a Zoom call for an hour and generate a piece of writing. And on Saturday, we always record this video for you after we finish our session. So what we'd like to do now is give you the same or a similar experience to what we just finished doing on our Saturday call.
Of course, it can't quite be the same because you're not here in a Zoom room with 35 other people or whatever the number was that we had today. I think it was 32 actually. But perhaps if you would like to, it's free. It's open to anyone, anywhere in the world who would like to join us. Just join our mailing list at imaginativestorm.com and you will get your invitation on the day. And you can also always find the link in the footer at imaginativestorm.com, both for Saturday and for Thursday, which is at a different time of day. So works better for people in different parts of the world.
And so what happens on the Saturday call, and it's going to happen right here, right now, we open with an image, and the image appears for 2 minutes, and folks on the call generate words or short phrases, not linked up writing, based on their emotional responses. Lots of different emotions pop out when you see an image, and people just write things down, and it's a first thought, best thought idea. Whatever pops up, write it down, and then follow that with another and another and another, and do that for 2 minutes. And then you'll end up with your personal list. So what we'd like to do now is to show you that image and give you an opportunity to go for 2 minutes on this. Anything you want to say before we do that?
Just create a list. The words don't have to have anything to do with the image at all. They don't have to have anything to do with one another. If you're doing phrases rather than single words, keep them very short and keep this as a list. And here is your image now.
So now you have your personal list, just like everybody has on our Saturday call. And once that happens, we go around the Zoom room and take one word or phrase from each person, and we create a community list. So everybody has their personal list and a community list to work with. So you have your personal list now. We'd like to give you our community list from the call today. So you'll have that as well. So Allegra is going to read that list for you, and she's going to do that right now.
But before she reads it, she's going to say one of the nice things about having this community list is it functions as a kind of collective imagination. And it gives you other words and phrases to draw from that, came from somebody else's imagination, but they're free for you to use. They're a gift that we all give to one another as we share this world. So here you are. Tilt. Bones eat dirt. Worldview. Will we ever learn? Can't drive to Mars. Hollow heart. Puzzling. I can see clearly. The dark continent. I was wrong. The atlas has no axis. Collage. Blue skies, gray world. Tectonic tinker. All that's left. Life's jigsaw. Last piece missing. Afterthought. Leisure world. Where's the rest of the world? Together and apart. Interdependence. Welded rebar. Parking lot philosophy. India connects. I'm clueless. The answer is blowing in the wind. World peace. And you can spell that however you like. Patterns emerge. Colorless depiction. I see Africa with trees. 5 elements. Polyrhythm.
So you now have our community list. Allegra read the list as we harvested it from the Zoom group this just now. You can read the list backwards, you can read it forward, you can read it upside down, you can do almost anything with it. And the list is designed, your list as well as this one, it's there for you to prompt off of in any way you please, any kind of combination you want. It's there for you to use as a tool to allow your writing to become more festive, more generative, more fluid. So what we'd like to do now is move into a 10-minute timed writing using both of these lists. Allegra, any more on that?
Yeah, you can use as many or as few of the words on the 2 lists as you like. Maybe you only want to use one, and that will be a jumping off point, and you will follow some train of imaginary thought and rational thought, the 2 dancing together, off into some other direction, and maybe you won't want to return to the lists at all. But if you find yourself slowing down, you want a little bit of an energy kick, you can just glance back at the lists and a word or a phrase will pop out, and you can incorporate that into wherever you are. So there's no goal here to write something good or coherent or anything like that. I mean, it's 10 minutes. You only wrote it in 10 minutes. So all that we're aiming for really is just to surprise yourself, to explore your imaginative intelligence. Let your imaginative intelligence take the lead, and your rational intelligence, which is in control for many of the other hours of your day, probably most of your waking day, ask it to follow rather than lead, and let your imaginative intelligence just go wherever it wants to go, and let it surprise you. If you start feeling like, oh my God, I don't know what's coming next, great. What comes next will surprise you.
And so we will time you for 10 minutes, and that begins now. So now you have a brand new piece of writing that did not exist 10 minutes ago. What we ask people to do every Saturday and every Thursday after the writing ends, the spoken word begins. So we would like for you to speak these words out loud, like for you to read these words aloud. And you can put us on pause while you do that. And when you read the work aloud, notice how your voice helps you to understand what you've written. Notice how your voice might revise as you go. You may not read exactly what you wrote on the page when you speak it out loud. If that happens, trust it, go with it, and experience how great a tool the spoken word can be in the revision process. So put us on pause and read your work aloud.
So we hope you did do that. You did read what you wrote aloud. I'll share just one little thing that happened today. A man on our call, as he read out what he wrote, was so overwhelmed by the emotion in it. He wasn't expecting that he had to take long pauses before he could continue to read because he was so incredibly emotionally connected to the words on the page. And he didn't realize that. That's what's so interesting. You don't know the power of what you wrote often until you read it aloud. So take a hint from him and give yourself the gift of really feeling the possibilities and the power, the emotional impact that is there in what you wrote that you may not even realize is there. So before I go any further, I just want to credit the image. It's a photo that I took in front of Red Tail Surveying in Taos, New Mexico. So thank you, Rob of Red Tail, for putting that extraordinary piece of art outside your building. And also, if you would like to share what you wrote, we have a platform on which you can do that. It's called the Imaginative Storm Circle, and here is how you get there. Go to imaginativestorm.com, scroll across the top navigation, and you will see community. A drop-down menu pops up or drops down, and you'll see Imaginative Storm Circle. Click on that, and that will take you to the community page, this particular part of it. Click on the image, and that will take you to the Circle site. If it's your first time, it will ask you to make a login name and password, but it's free. And once you've done that, you can explore the other parts of it in this left-hand navigation column, or you can just go straight to Prompt of the Week. And there you will find an archive of all the prompts we've done every week for more than 3.5 years now. And the most recent one is at the top. When you click on one, you'll see what it is. You'll see a link to the YouTube recording. You'll see the image, and you'll see the word list. And then you'll see, as you scroll down, you'll see what other people have written. Sometimes people upload an audio of them reading it. And other people can comment on what they liked about what people have posted. And if you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a box that says, "What are your thoughts?" And that is the place to type in what you wrote to the prompt.
So now that you know how to go to the Circle community and post your work, we look forward to engaging with you on the Circle community. Also, wanted to make sure to invite you to come to our Saturday or our Thursday Zoom calls. They're always free. The door is always open. We've been doing this 4 years. The momentum is building. Surprise, surprise. We didn't realize that was going to happen. So we'd love to have you join. The Thursday's a little smaller than the Friday. So, sorry, it's Saturday. So hopefully you can make it to one of those. Imaginativestorm.com is where you'll find that information. And a lot of other resources as well. Books, some workshops, some are free, some are workshops that we ask you to pay for. A lot of stuff we do is just there for yours to take and for you to use and to enjoy. So we hope you go to imaginativestorm.com and do just that.
Indeed. We hope you do. And as we're recording this, it's December 28th, 2024. So if you're watching this close to that time, we wish you a very happy and creatively satisfying 2025, or whatever new year is starting when you watch this video. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much. And we'll see you soon, we hope.
Goodbye.